we had a big news on TRVL. And for those who aren't aware, I'm going to quickly go over it. Let me have a look. So what happened is that Dtravel made an announcement, and hold on, I've got to take this phone call. So basically, yesterday there was a big announcement on the Dtravel Twitter, and and also on the Telegram. So let me just have a look and just read it out for you guys. We're excited to announce that Borderless Cap, which is Borderless Capital, has given Dtravel their stamp of approval with the token investment into TRVL. Having supported the success of protocols and ecosystems like Helium, Wormhole, Algorand, Solana, Filecoin, Hivemapper, Polygon, Demo, and more, Borderless Capital sees its commitment to Dtravel as a new frontier for the adoption of DePIN. Quote, Dtravel is bringing a transformational approach to the vacation rental industry and Web3. We see a lot of potential in the DePIN service networks and believe that the travel market is ripe for disruption, with projects such as Dtravel leading the way. We believe Dtravel will be a driver of Web3 adoption, and it's something we're excited to support and help grow. End quote, by Alvaro Gracia, Borderless Capital. So that's pretty exciting, huh? And so if people don't know about Borderless Capital, they're a leading Web3 native investment manager with focus on fostering dynamic blockchain ecosystems and dedicated to help founders achieve their full potential. Have a quick look at their website to see what they're about. This is it. The future is borderless. So their mission is to support the next wave of creators who are driving the development of innovative technologies that will enable borderless value creation. Their team brings over 2 decades of entrepreneurial experience building digital payment infrastructure, blockchain platforms, and hardware companies globally. They have been investing in infrastructure, business applications, and emerging cryptographic protocols since 2015. And they believe that blockchain ecosystems are game-changing technologies with immense transformative potential. All right. And so this is them. So these are the founders. Why is it going to the left? This is them. Look at the, so we've got these guys on our team. Right. We've even got a robot. Sophia AI. We have an AI who's the head of AI. That's funny. Let's go back to the founders. Oh, why does that flip to the left? That's annoying. They need to sort their website out. Oh, okay, because I'm rolling it. That's so. So Chris Bruce and Sean Carey, co-founders. Constantine Richer. So all these guys are on our team now, basically. They're all part of Dtravel. The TravelX. I've never heard of TravelX. And let's have a look at their portfolio. Algorand. Lots of lots of things, huh? They've got a lot of investments. I think so a lot of people, when I was looking at the Telegram group yesterday, let's go to the Dtravel Telegram quickly. So obviously there's a big conversations going on in the Dtravel Telegram because this is quite a big announcement and people are kind of curious to know the impact. So look, Cynthia says, hey all, we're excited to announce that Borderless Capital has given Dtravel their stamp of approval, having supported. Okay, so I basically read that out. So Altruist asks, what is the value of this investment and type? Is it equity or in tokens? Cynthia responds, we don't have equity. So it's really important that people realize there's no equity. We're a DAO, it's a foundation, and there's no equity. And technically the value is in the tokens. So they're basically, what I'm getting from this is that they've taken a large position in TRVL, right? So they've basically given TRVL value, and what Dtravel is getting as a result is capital, real world capital, i.e. money. And that's going to basically allow Dtravel to take the project to the next level in terms of development and in terms of marketing and everything else that goes with it. And so I think this is really important that this happened now, because we are at the beginning of the Bitcoin bull market and we need that investment now to push us to the next level. And not only do we need that investment now, I think the expertise that this company brings is invaluable. That we need their expertise, we need their network and their guidance and their support. And obviously this is the beginning and not the end. So they've taken the first step, and I think this is really exciting, because I think for a long period of time, I think Dtravel, you know, it's a startup, isn't it? It's like they're creating something new, but they don't really know whether it's going to succeed or not. This is going to basically this is the first kind of significant stamp of approval, which is going to basically secure Dtravel for the future. I think this is really important that this happened now. I think a lot of people were a little bit hesitant and they were anticipating a decline maybe, and this basically prevents that from happening, because when you get one of these big funds back you, they're not going to let you decline. It's not in their interest to allow their investment decline, you know, and they probably have a lot more capital on the sidelines to prevent that from happening, because naturally these big venture capitalist firms, they don't want their startups investments to decline. They want their investments to succeed and grow. So to have their support is invaluable. That's what I think, and I actually wrote that Borderless are great partners, and I'm looking forward to seeing how their input takes us to the next level. And actually what I'm thinking is we need as many partners as possible going forward. I think what we have to do is we have to get Dtravel out there. Everyone has to hear about Dtravel, and we need to build our network, and we need to grow our network, and we need as many network partners as possible. And I think this is a massive step. It's also going to give other investors confidence to invest. Now, based on what I'm seeing, this was an off-market investment. So they didn't buy token from the market. They bought it directly from Dtravel. So there was no reflection on the token price So that's something to note. So when you have a look at the charts, you're thinking to yourself, well, obviously, I think a lot of people are asking, well, why hasn't the token price gone up? If these guys are taking a material stake in Dtravel, you know, nothing's happened to the token value. And the reason why, and just for clarity's sake, just for transparency's sake, it's very obvious. They bought the token off the market, not on the market. That doesn't mean anything really. Like, fair enough, they haven't bought on the market. The market is still liquid in that sense. They haven't just extracted all of that liquidity from the market. But for them to take a significant stake in Dtravel via their token TRVL is a big deal, because I think Dtravel needed the money, and we don't want Dtravel to sell the token at the lows to fund the growth, which is absolutely essential right now. We need to grow quickly because we have a lot of development that we need to fund, and obviously the marketing is really important too. And I think it would have been detrimental for Dtravel to sell their token on the market at the lows to raise capital. And I think that was the right move, and we'll see what happens basically. And possibly that's going to give a lot of people in the market, smaller investors, confidence to buy TRVL from the market, you know. So not everyone is going to have the ability to do that, and so naturally, if someone wants to sees what Borderless are doing and sees the kind of the news announcements and they want to buy TRVL, they're obviously going to buy it off the market. So we had a little bit of rise in value in the price of TRVL yesterday. That was normal. And what we're actually doing when you're looking at the price, and I did say this, I didn't want us to get bearish, and what we're basically just ranging right now. That's basically what's happening. It's very boring, you know, but we're just ranging, you know. So when you look at MEX, you see the price came basically almost to the point of control and just came back up. And on different exchanges, it will look slightly different. Let me just delete all this. Get rid of all these stuff. On Gate, came back to the point. See, it came back to the point of control. It found support. So the point of control is giving support on two of the exchanges right now. Let's have a look at KuCoin quickly. On KuCoin, the point of control is slightly above us still. So this move up has come from MEX and Gate, not from KuCoin. But there's a little bit of strength here because, you know, we've come back above this pivot low. I think that's quite a good sign. That's kind of what you want to see. You don't want us to, you know, that's hopefully if that comes down, it can form support to go back up like that. And I think, let me have a quicker look at Bybit. Again, the point of control is at roughly the same place as on KuCoin. And look at the Bitcoin chart. We're kind of teetering around the point of control. We've kind of lost it, actually. We're losing it today. We had a little injection of volume yesterday, and now the price is pulling back. I think the price is pulling back on Bitcoin because of Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is showing a little bit of strength, and so naturally the price is going to pull back on the Bitcoin chart with all the altcoins. But I mean, we're still in this range. We're still in the range. We're at the value area low of this range. We're still within this range. We're in the volume range here and we're in the price range here. There's a lower range down here. And you know, when you're looking at this kind of this volume area now, when you're comparing TRVL to Bitcoin, from when we entered it, the last time we entered this volume range, it was April 23. So basically you can see that we're in this range. And so we're kind of going up and down with Bitcoin at the moment. We're in a range. We're not in free fall, we're just ranging. You know, if you see when we came back into it here, we're kind of just ranging. Right now we're in up and now we're just ranging. This is a range. And so naturally, I think we're just going to continue to range. And probably what's going to happen, probably in the future, when Bitcoin does get above the all-time high and it has its kind of explosive rally, and then you're going to start seeing capital rotate into the altcoins. And then when you're looking at the altcoins, I think a lot of people are curious to know when is alt season, when is alt season. Well, there's a few things that need to line up for alt season. The first thing is that Bitcoin must be strong. Yeah. And there's two types of strength that you want to see in Bitcoin. There's two types of strength. You want to see Bitcoin on support, and you want to see Bitcoin just consolidating, just going sideways. Yeah. So if we get above this level here, this high here, and just start consolidating there, that's exactly what you want to see. Yeah, that is going to be a really good place for a mini alt season right there. Yeah, so if we go up here into resistance somehow and then start pulling back, that's not what you want to see. Yeah, so you want to see strength, and then you want to see sideways action, sideways consolidation above some kind of support level. So you want to see the strength plus being on support, and this is the kind of behavior that you want to see on Bitcoin first, right? And you know, when Bitcoin did kind of get into this range here, there was like a little bit of an alt explosion, a lot of alts. That's the first thing. The second thing you want to see is you want to see Bitcoin dominance fall, right? So right now Bitcoin dominance is going up. That's and you kind of want to see Bitcoin dominance come into resistance and pull back. And so right now, until we like go up and find resistance and then start to come back down, that has to coincide with Bitcoin flipping a level into support and consolidating. You need the timing to be on par. So you kind of want this to go up, flip it into support and consolidate. And then at the same time, what you want is you want Bitcoin dominance to pull back like that. So that's the second thing you want to see. And the third thing you want to see is you want to see bullish behavior on the total market, crypto market. You don't want to see bearish behavior on crypto market cap. So just looking at the crypto market cap, I can see it's bullish. And what would be even more bullish if it goes up to go up? Like if you start seeing that as well at the same time, and maybe also ETH BTC. So if you get these four behaviors, and so right now ETH BTC is falling, which is understandable because the flow of capital is going into Bitcoin. If ETH BTC comes down one more time, finds support to go up, and the timings all correspond with Bitcoin dominance coming down, with Bitcoin going up and flipping a level into support and then consolidating, and the total crypto market cap going up and just going up, like showing real strength, then you're going to get alt season. That's kind of what you're looking for alt season. You need the stars to align for alt season. But the greatest alt season is going to be on a higher time frame in the future, when we flip the all-time high into support. That's going to be the greatest alt season. Yeah. And especially if Bitcoin starts to kind of go up like that, you know, that's going to be what people are really looking for. And if that happens, then I think the alts are going to really rally. Yeah. If we can flip the all-time high of Bitcoin into support, then I think that's when we're really looking at a crazy alt season. And again, alt seasons, they don't last that long. I don't think people should expect alt seasons to last that long. They probably last a few weeks, maybe 6 weeks. And most coins will go through their 5 waves, but it depends on the tokens, because some tokens, there's a lot of, like, I mean, I've been looking at some tokens which I think there's too much volume, trapped volume. So you have to look at tokens and see if there's trapped volume. And so let me just give you an example. I think it was Gary, for example. Yeah. I'll show you. So when you're looking at like these altcoins, what you have to be aware of when you're looking at altcoins are whether you had the periods of volume in the highs like that. Yeah. If you see that behavior, just be careful, because there's a lot of trapped liquidity in the highs. And when you get an increase in value from the all-time lows, like here, yeah, like here, if this token manages to get back to that volume put into the highs, that's already a 54x. It's already a 54x from here back to that volume range. Yeah, 58x. See that? And to get past these higher price volume levels, it's going to require volume. But naturally, people who are entered from these lows, when the price does get up there, will take their profits, because they're already up 58x. You know, so for every $1,000, they'll be extracting $58,000 at those levels. You have to be really careful with tokens that have put in high amounts of volume at the highs and have pulled back significantly, so that when the price does eventually get back to those levels, that it's already done a significant move. You don't really want to be in those. You've got to be really careful about those kind of tokens. So naturally, the safest tokens to enter, if people are looking to invest in altcoins, are the new ones. So for example, I think this is quite a good token, Prop S, for example. Yeah. And the reason why these types of tokens are good, I mean, obviously they must have, there's probably a real world use case. That's by the by. The reason these tokens are good is because there is no volume in the highs. So eventually, when you get some kind of, like, this is just still consolidating. I would love to catch this token lower down. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm dreaming. Who knows? Who can predict the future? But we're in it. Like, this token is now clearly in a consolidation pattern, right? Prop S. And they're basically tokenizing real world assets. They're tokenizing property. And this is much more bullish compared to that other token I showed you, because it's only just been launched, and from the launch price, which is the initial investors to date, it's only 13x up, and there's a lot of room for growth. And then if the price does start to impulse, there's no volume, so you don't have to worry about clearing trapped liquidity in the highs. Yeah. And ideally with these kinds of tokens, these newer tokens, what you really want to see is a prolonged consolidation range. That's really what you want to see. Yeah. And you also, ideally, what you want to see is you want to see the price to kind of go down. You really want to see the price to go down and to consolidate like that. That's kind of what you want to see, like a prolonged consolidation. You want to see the price to go down. If you get that, then usually these tokens can easily do like a 100x easily. Yeah. This one at the moment doesn't look like it's going down, and there's a lot of volume being put up in this higher level. And in my mind, I want to buy it lower, so I still haven't bought any. I would love for this token to get a little bit bearish so I can buy some. But just because we're putting volume in here doesn't really faze me, because you're not trying to clear trapped liquidity from 4 years ago. Probably the same people who are putting in volume here, if the price does go down, will continue to accumulate lower down too. You know, it's not necessarily the same kind of trapped liquidity as clearing trapped liquidity from some kind of shit token like Gary, like this one, you know. And you have to be careful with these altcoins, because you can see that there was a rug pull. See that drop? It's a rug pull. The fact that this token is still trading, and the fact that people are still buying it, it's bizarre really. But you know, I've got a trade plan for it. I'm not going to take it, but I've got a trade plan for a good entry. All right, that's that. So I think that's it really. I don't know if anyone got any questions. I'll go back to TRVL. I think we're just ranging. I mean, I think it's quite boring at the moment. I think we're just accumulating. I think eventually the sellers are going to become really exhausted. And actually, this is quite bullish consolidation, because what you're experiencing here is consolidation underneath resistance. So we're clearly underneath resistance right now. This is MEXC, and we're at the top of this value area, underneath the value area high. If I look at KuCoin and look at the value area is slightly wider. See that? So there's still a little bit of divergence between the information coming from the exchanges. But right now with KuCoin, you can see that we're consolidating underneath the point of control. What we eventually need to happen is we need to get back up above this SR flip that I have marked out. This SR flip is really important. And I think that's what I'm imagining for TRVL, is I'm imagining just level to level to level. Like, I don't really necessarily feel that we need to impulse right now. If we just continue doing this, you know, we can just continue putting in volume, and let's just keep on going up in squares. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that kind of price action, because that is really bullish. Like, people don't understand, because people are in their minds, people are only imagining impulsive price action. But the most bullish price action is the price action where you're going up level to level after forming consolidation ranges, and then you just keep on going up. And the reason why this is really bullish is because it makes it much more difficult to go back down. Yeah, it makes it really difficult to go down if we're going up level to level after putting in volume at each level. It makes it very difficult to go back down. And I think most people want that assurance that when they're investing into TRVL, that their investment is only going to go up. Like, people, I don't think that's a bad thing. And so, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if you go to like a token that I've been tracking, Myro the dog, like, you see easy up and easy down, like easy up, easy down. Like, it's not very, it's not fun to be in this price action, to be honest with you. And no one really knows when to take profit. Then you get a lot of trapped traders. You know, there's already a lot of trapped liquidity at the highs here. Let me just delete all these lines. There's already a lot, I can already see a lot of trapped liquidity at these highs. And so we're back into the value area. This isn't great price. I mean, to be honest with you, it's very possible this goes down, you know. And the same thing happened to Grok. So I don't know if you know, guys, are familiar with Grok, this rubbish meme coin. I'll show you. So that's the value area now. Look at all of that volume. See that? You see that volume in the higher, in this range that's been put in, all of this volume. So you have a lot of trapped liquidity there. And effectively what's happened is that whoever launched this token, the price pumped 24x to the high, 29x, like almost 30x. They took all of their profit, you know, for every $1,000 they made $30,000. They took all of their profit, and a lot of people who were chasing the pump are now trapped. They're trapped. Yeah, so they've invested value, and now they're down on their investment, right? And so naturally, it's going to be very difficult for the price to get back up, because you're going to get all of these people looking to exit at break even. You're going to get that kind of behavior. It is possible that this goes up, but it's going to probably be looking to make a lower high. You know, like, it's going to be difficult to go up. And I think for most people who are in these kinds of tokens where it pumps so quickly and then they get trapped, it's not fun. It's not strong, you know. And there's no reason to think that this is going to go to the moon. It might, you know, in the future go to the moon, but it's going to be on the back of Bitcoin going into the all-time high, probably. And it will probably be on the, after a long consolidation period, you know, really long extended consolidation period, where you're actually putting in a lot more volume into the low of this range. That's kind of what you're looking for. The moment we've lost the value area. So technically what needs to happen is that more volume needs to be put here for the value area to come to move down, probably like that, with the point of control probably still at the highs. And effectively what you need to do is you need to move the point of control down and find support on the point of control. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in this, and for a lot of people who are trapped in this, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. And I think when I'm comparing this to TRVL, yeah, I'm thinking actually it is quite fun to be in this token, because we just, you know, we're just going nice and slowly. We're just going level to level. Let's go to the next level nice and slowly. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's fun. You know, and then people can just accumulate at higher levels, and, you know, technically we only really need to impulse at the end of the bull market, where people are then going to be extracting the higher values. But the good thing about putting in so much volume at these levels is this is healthy volume. It's healthy bullish volume. And so in the future, eventually we will go up, and it'll be very difficult to get back down. It'll be very difficult to get back down into these lower prices. And so people who are investing now, they'll most probably be able to sit comfortably on their investment. If they never want to sell, they probably never need to, really. But obviously you should try and take profit in the highs. That's not a bad idea. All right. I'm going to have to cut it short.